film opens inside a heavily fortified federal prison in Colorado. Inmate Ray Breslin is warned by another prisoner about a man named Jax, who plans to confront him. The next day, Jax attacks, but Ray quickly overpowers him. Though victorious, the disturbance leads guards to place him in the prison's isolation unit. This section houses the most dangerous inmates. Ray is confined to a cramped cell with no windows, only a toilet, and constantly monitored via security camera. The only personal item allowed is a Bible. He immediately begins planning an escape, having studied the prison's structure and noting that the high security block is next to the fire garage. He notices the prison is understaffed. Over several days, he observes the guards' routine, learning they step outside for exactly 7-minute smoke breaks. Using this, he determines the ideal timing and route for escape. The final obstacle is obtaining the high security door passcode. Ray peels a thin layer from chocolate milk cartons to capture the keypad pattern. With the digits identified, figuring out the correct sequence is simple. He secretly contacts his team outside and instructs them to create a diversion at 4 o'clock on the chosen day. When the time comes, Ray enters the passcode and exits his cell as guards leave. He crawls through a vent into the unguarded fire garage. At that moment, his team ignites a fire outside. Ray escapes by clinging to the underside of a vehicle. Outside, he reunites with Abigail and Hush, who drive him to a drop-off near a telephone booth. Police arrive and arrest him, but Lester Clark convinces officers to release him. Ray and Lester then meet the warden. It is revealed Ray is not a criminal, but founder of Breslin Clark, a firm testing prison security by placing him inside facilities. The warden is grateful for Ray's feedback. Ray returns to his office for the first time in 5 months, greeted by Abigail and Hush. Lester informs him of a meeting with CIA agent Jessica Miller, who asks Ray to evaluate a secret prison holding disappeared individuals without revealing its location. She offers a huge reward. Ray hesitates but agrees at Lester's urging. He is given a false identity as Spanish mercenary Anthony Portos. On transfer day, Abigail discreetly implants a tracker, but Ray is abducted and sedated, with the tracker painfully removed. When he awakens, Ray is in a glass cell suspended above the ground, surrounded by similar cells and moving cameras. Ray is then taken to meet Warden Hobbs, which confuses him, as he was told the warden's name was Marsh. Ray recites his emergency code, but it is ignored, registering him as an inmate. Outside, Abigail and Hush try to locate Ray. Meanwhile, back in the prison, prisoners are moved to Babylon, and masked guards may strike any inmate. Ray is approached by Emil, who warns him to stay alert to survive. He explains that he has not committed any offense and was locked up only because certain people are trying to extract information about his employer, Mannheim. Ray slowly starts to realize that this place is not meant to house government criminals, but is actually a secret facility where wealthy individuals send people they want broken. To confirm his suspicion, Ray decides to learn more about the isolation sector. He and Emil deliberately provoke a fight, so they will be punished and sent there. The warden observes the altercation through surveillance cameras and seems disturbingly pleased by the violence. Before long, both men are transferred to the isolation area, a cramped chamber that functions as a substitute for direct torture. The space behaves like a furnace, reaching temperatures far beyond what a human body can tolerate. Its purpose is to confuse and weaken inmates using intense heat and powerful halogen lighting. The warden watches closely as the two men struggle under the extreme conditions. After spending an entire day inside, a prison physician named Dr. Kyrie comes to examine Ray. Although the doctor appears compassionate, he avoids answering when Ray questions where they are being held. Once the examination ends, both Ray and Emil are removed from the chamber. While enduring the isolation room, Ray notices that the floor is secured with steel rivets rather than reinforced aluminum. He then asks Emil to obtain a piece of metal that could be used to loosen those rivets. During Emil's next interrogation, the warden once again pressures him for information about Mannheim. Emil intentionally angers the warden, leading the guards to violently force a water pipe into his mouth. Despite the abuse, Emil manages to secretly take a small metal fragment. Afterward, he demands that Ray explain his plan in exchange for the risk he took. Ray tells him that he has studied the prison's structure and believes the facility is located underground. He reasons that removing the bolts and moving upward might eventually lead to open ground. Convinced by the idea, Emil starts to believe that Ray could be his way out. They immediately put the plan into action by causing another disturbance to be sent back to isolation. Once inside, Ray carefully begins loosening the rivet while staying out of view of the camera. After finishing, he bangs on the chamber wall to signal Emil to create another distraction. Emil begins yelling loudly, drawing everyone's attention, while Ray blocks the camera using a small paper ball he had hidden in his mouth. Ray then enters the ventilation shaft and starts crawling through it. Along the way, he accidentally damages a pipe, causing water to rush into the isolation chamber. When he finally reaches the outside, Ray is stunned to discover the prison is actually housed inside a massive cargo ship at sea. Realizing the danger, he immediately heads back inside before being noticed. The flooding caused by the broken pipe distracts the guards and allows Ray to return undetected. The story then shifts to Ray's associates, Abigail and Hush, who meet with Lester to discuss Ray's disappearance. They discover that the payment Ray received for his assignment has been rejected. On top of that, the woman who hired Ray has completely vanished. They ask Lester to investigate further, but he dismisses their concerns and claims Ray is simply doing his work. After they leave, Lester is shown contacting the prison warden and ordering Ray to be kept in prison permanently. It becomes clear that Lester wants sole control of the company. To achieve this, he arranged the fake job to trap Ray in the prison indefinitely. Despite this setback, Abigail and Hush refuse to stop searching for him. Hush uncovers information about an illegal privately run prison called the Tomb, where powerful individuals lock away their enemies. Although this matches Ray's situation, Hush is unable to locate where the prison is situated. Back inside the facility, Ray and Emil begin carefully studying the guards' routines, which proves difficult since all guards wear identical masks. They observe them over several days and eventually identify key patterns in their movements. Their next challenge is determining their geographic location so they can properly plan an escape. Ray attempts to get assistance from the prison doctor, but the doctor refuses to help. As an alternative, Ray secretly takes a piece of cardboard to create a makeshift sextant. He plans to use it to calculate the ship's latitude. However, the device can only work if they gain access to the upper deck. To make this possible, Ray and Emil approach a Muslim inmate named Javed Afridi for assistance. Later on, Javed offers himself as an informant for the warden. In return, he requests permission from the warden to perform his prayers to God outdoors. Unaware of his hidden motive, the warden allows him access to the open deck. Once outside, Afridi secretly uses the sextant to calculate the ship's latitude. With that data, Ray concludes that they are somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean, close to the coast of Morocco. Although the estimate is not exact, Ray and Emil know they must act quickly. Emil then explains that he has a powerful contact in Morocco who owes him a major favor. If they can somehow get a message to this man, his crew would come to rescue them. Ray later meets with the prison doctor again and convinces him to assist them. That same night, the doctor secretly sends an email to Emil's contact, revealing their approximate location. The long-awaited day of their escape plan finally arrives. To begin, Afridi feeds the warden false information about a riot supposedly about to break out in Block A. The warden responds by sending nearly all guards to that block, leaving the Babylon section guarded by only 2 men. Seeing the opening, Ray sparks an actual riot inside the Babylon area. Chaos quickly spreads as prisoners clash, allowing Ray, Emil, and Afridi to make a run for the upper deck. The warden soon realizes what is happening and orders a full lockdown of the ship. Before the trio can reach the top, the lockdown seals the door shut. At that exact moment, Emil's allies arrive overhead in helicopters to extract them. Inside the ship, the guards in Emil's group engage in a violent shootout. During the exchange, Afridi is hit and collapses, unable to move any further. Thinking fast, Ray tells Emil to stay with Afridi while he heads to the control room to shut down the power. By cutting the electricity, the doors to the upper deck should reopen. After Ray leaves, Afridi urges Emil to escape without him, knowing his injuries are fatal. With great hesitation, Emil agrees and leaves him behind. Not long after, guards reach Afridi and end his life. At the same time, Ray successfully cuts the power, allowing Emil to access the deck. Emil rushes toward the helicopter as guards continue firing at it. His team returns fire while waiting anxiously for Ray to appear. Meanwhile, Ray becomes trapped inside a water tank within the ship. As guards search for him, Ray chooses not to exit and instead releases himself into the ocean. The helicopter lifts off and Emil spots Ray struggling in the water below. To save him, Emil lowers the helicopter ladder. Ray grabs hold of it and fires shots at the ship's oil tanks. The resulting explosion kills the warden and his remaining forces. At last, the two escape safely by air and arrive on the Moroccan coastline. A vehicle pulls up to collect them, and Ray is shocked when Jessica, the woman who hired him, steps out. His confusion deepens when Emil reveals that Jessica is his daughter. It is then exposed that Emil is actually Mannheim, the man everyone believed was his superior. He had been hiding his real identity to protect himself from enemies seeking to kill him. Jessica knew her father was imprisoned, so she orchestrated Ray's arrest to free him. Before departing, she explains that Ray's business partner Lester had collaborated with the warden and ordered Ray's permanent imprisonment. This confirms that Lester had betrayed him from the beginning. In the next scene, Ray reunites with Abigail. She tells him that Lester had been promised the position of CEO of the prison if Ray failed to escape the prototype facility. Once Lester learns that Ray has survived and escaped, he hurriedly prepares to run. However, Hush and Abigail track him down and carry out Ray's plan for revenge. Lester is then shown being attacked by Hush while sitting in his car. When he regains consciousness, he realizes he is still inside the vehicle. But now the car is located aboard a massive cargo ship sailing toward an unknown destination. In the end, Ray delivers justice on his own terms. Like and subscribe for more recaps like this.